and skincare. I told you whatever video y'all want us to make for you, let us know. We will definitely make the video, the review. These are tubes that we've talked about before. We've talked about all these tubes basically, but some people ask questions, and those people that ask those questions, they are my regular customers. So apparently, I will talk about this. I will talk about this tube briefly. I will talk about them briefly because we've actually spoke about them before. So I will talk about them briefly. If you have idea how to use them or you want to use them, you can go ahead and use them. Somebody has a question. He said, "Is gel tube usually the same with the cream tube? Any of the gel tube?" I know gel tube are not the same as the cream. Any gel tube you use is not the same as the cream. And by the way, like as I did said, tubes are for basic, they are for basic certain conditions. All right, so we don't need to abuse them. All right, we don't need to abuse them. And the gel tube is stronger than cream tube. Quote me right. Any of the tube you see, the gel is always stronger than the cream. If you see if you see this tube today now, anywhere, okay, you go to look for this. If you look for this, the cream of this one, you will see that the cream is not effective as this. The cream is not effective as this, but however, the gel always go with side effect. The cream of this tube is not effective as this particular gel, but the gel always go with side effect. That is number one thing I want you to bear in mind when making a lotion. Any kind of lotion you want to make, peradventure you're making a lotion of any of the dark spot remover. You want to use this to remove any of the dark spot or inner ties. And if you use the cream will be mild. But if you go ahead and use the gel will be very, very, strong in terms of, lighten the place that you're using it for. And if you're trying to lighten your laps and you're making a whitening or lotion for your laps to lighten your dark area ties, please don't let don't let the tube you're using be a gel. You can use, the cream. The ingredient that you're trying to use to support the lotion to lighten that place, let it be oils. You can use oils. Oils are very, very okay also. You can use some glowing oil or some lightning oil. All right, because the only thing I would advise you when using this, the only thing I will advise you, you should use it for such place like knuckles or dark area ties. All right, it's very good for knuckle, and also use it for like dark elbows and dark area ties. Those should be like, all these small dot spots. You can always use these tubes for them. Make a small lotion with it. Use a cotton wool, that already on a stick. Use it to dot the lotion and dap your face. That's all. that the affected area. Then if it's your lap, the whole of the lap is black, make a lotion and use the lotion to massage place in a circular motion. Before you know, 3 to 5 days to 7 days a week, it is cleared off, it will fade off. But when people say they use uh, tubes to make when people say they use tube to make stretch mark cream, I wonder why would he use tube to make a stretch mark cream, whereas this tube can give you stretch mark. All right, the tube itself can give you stretch marks. So why are you using the tube now to make a stretch mark cream for people? So that is why I always said, do not expect tube to fade away your white patches. Do not expect tube to fade your stretch mark. Do not expect tube to fade away your grieving. So please note that. That is for this. Now, this is fashion fair and this is the lotion. When you are making, I mean, this is the cream. Now, when you are making a lotion or a face cream and you want to use tube, all right, I would prefer if you want to use tube because I don't advise people, but you should only make the lotion that will last for there about 3 to 4 days. All right, 3 to 4 days. After that, you disengage yourself from the cream you use the tube for. After that, you disengage yourself from the cream you use the tube for. Apparently, you want to make a sunburn lotion, or you want to make a lightening lotion or a whitening lotion, and you use any of the tube, if it is fashion fair, the cream one. After 4 or 5 days, disengage from that lotion or the face cream you use this for. As many of us using tubes, there's no difference for you using tube and hydroquinone. Anyway, hydroquinone is still elapsed to 3 weeks. You can use hydroquinone if it's prescribed to you by doctor. You can use it for 3 weeks. But for tube, I will advise you, if you're using tube, please, just a week is okay. When you've gotten you see the result, you disengage yourself from whatever you put the tube in, or if you're using it direct, you disengage yourself from it, because these are 100% steroid. If you don't know steroid, you can read about them. Steroid are meant for some certain skin condition. All right. Yes, they are meant for certain skin condition. All right. Not that they are bad, but when you are using them, after you might have used them for 3 to 4, 5 working days, or 4 or 5 busy days, or 4 or 5 relaxation days, any of the days, like if you've used them, why am I saying 4 or 5 working days? Some people will produce cream for you, they will say, oh, you're supposed to use it on a working day. Those are liars, they don't know what they are doing. All right, you can use your cream or whatever any of the time you want to use. That's a good cream. So when you use this product, when you use it for good 3 to 7 days and you're done using it, you should disengage yourself from it. Don't let it elapse, because before you know it, it will force that place to lighten up, and that place, the cells of that place will be weak. And when they are weak, another the formation, the information this tube has dropped on the skin, all right, is quite different, because you've used it past the number of the days you were supposed to use it. Apparently, you were supposed to use this tube for 3 days, all right. The information you're passing for that 3 days should be enough for whatever problem you have there to get solved. Apparently, you want to remove a black spot. Excuse me. Then you apply this tube, or you use it to make a lotion. You apply it. and you use it for good 3 days, at least it should remove it. All right, and not all tube are lightening or whitening. Some are just to or calm the situation down. Some are just to remove, like maybe apparently you're having a swollen hand, or some are just to remove inflammations or inflammatory from the skin. So not all tubes are for whitening. All right. So now that you were supposed to use this tube for 3 days to remove a dark spot from your skin, and after the 3 days, you saw that wow, the color it gave to you is so beautiful and nice, you decide to use it over, over, and over again. Now, let me tell you what a tube would do to your skin. This, First of all, the tube will lighten the place or will lighten your skin. Then it will weaken the cells of the skin. It will remove the melanin you want to remove. The melanin might be very in a small spot or in a large spot, but it will remove it, but it will weaken the cells. So the information this steroid is passing to the skin might destroy the skin, and that is why you some people after that, after using the tube for more than over and over again, another information now comes that the skin now develops some side effect. What are the side effects? Some will give you, green veins. You saw it a lot in people's body. You see that a lot in some. You will not get a green vein, or you have a white patches, or you have that green vein or white patches or stretch mark. That is another information entirely, because the side effect, that is what giving you that. You were supposed to use it 3 days, 4 days. All right. Now that you've know that tube for some certain skin condition, which is steroid, they are steroid, and they are meant for some certain skin condition. If you still insist want to use them, how can you boycott those misinformation that will be as a side effect? Like, people don't know what it really means by misinformation, and I wish I've just explained to you now. Like this tube now, if it's supposed to give you in 3 days, you were supposed to use it and keep it, and you use it longer than 3 days, that is not misinformation. All right, the side effect now that will come out will be something else. It was supposed to just lighten your skin, or you're having a dark spot, it was supposed to lighten the place to correspond with your skin. It's just a pigmentation, right? But now you've not decided to use it like 15 days, continue using it forever, and now you are not having side effects like green vein. All right, you're having stretch mark, just some having rashes from it. So if you really want to boycott this, there are still other ways that you can boycott all this in the product you're making. You can boycott whatever that the side effect is. You can boycott it to an extent. To an extent. Now, how do you boycott it to an extent? For those of you who premix, that's where other product now comes in. All right, that is where other product now comes in. For this product that you use it constant, not to develop side effect, you cannot put some treatment product inside the lotion, and those treatment lotion must be an accurate treatment lotion. All right, those treatment lotion must be accurate treatment lotion that when you use it, you will see result. You will make sure, like you put anti-stretch mark, like you put anti-stretch mark inside your lotion. And when you put anti-stretch mark inside your lotion, the anti-stretch mark, you make sure it should be a current formula that will work for you. Otherwise, you will keep seeing those stretch marks. You will keep seeing those any side of the effect that it is an insight. So that's why I said before you make a cream, you should know what you're using. And I advise people not to use tubes. All right, so that should be for this. I still want to talk about other two. We just said about two now. We just talked about this one, and also we talked about this fashion fair. They are all the same. They're all the same. Like people still talk about, this pata we have the cream and we have the gel also. And then the question people be asking me for my DM, like, is all tube the same? Is all tube the same? The gel and the cream, are they the same? The gel and the cream are not the same. They are not the same. But what all tube does is just for lightning purpose, especially the one, not all, but most tube they are for lightning. All right. And the reason why they make those tube, like I've told you, they are steroid. The reason why they make them is for static condition. And after you use them for a while, you drop them, not you keep using them. Other than that, they will generate side effects. All right, now let's talk about this bata. It's very good for you to boycott this because it helped the skin most times. Way back that when I started new, I used to use tube. Nobody who have not used tube. Anybody tell you that he or she haven't used tube, they're lying. All right. So when I started new, I used to use tube, and I discovered that it really enhanced the skin, but there are much more side effects. So that's why I've decided to lighten the skin. So because of that, I started traveling to overseas to use to so that I can get products that I can use to lighten skin instead of me using tube, which that is a very good, orientation. And I told a lot of people also you can as well get other products that are not made by tubes. All right, you can get other activators that are not made by tubes that you can use to enhance your product. For those of you who promise, I'm just telling you because a lot of you who promise have this mindset that everything is tube. A lot of you who promise have this mindset of, you just promising tube. Tube damage the skin. Tube weak the skin. Tube gives side effect, a lot of side effect. All right, they give reactions as well. All right? So now I just want to still show you all these tube I'm showing you. They are all the same. They are all lightning, tube. Just that some are stronger than some. All right. I will keep talking about this tube in a different way until you understand what tube is. So if you understand what tube is, it is very easy for you to manipulate them, not them manipulating you. In other words, you can just use them, get what you want, and go off it. Some people say when they use tube to promise cream, after they use the tube to promise cream, when people finish using them, like when they stop the tube, they're getting darker. That is when you've used the tube in a wrong motive. But if you use it in the right motive, you see that it has given you what you need. All you need to do, leave the tube and get something else that is natural to maintain your skin. And then if you get this well, you get this right, you will always get it right forever. So I've come to the end of this review. If you want us to get you product that is tube free, our own product, you can contact us. We have a lot of product that you can contact us about. All right. So it is what it is. I remain Austin Global Cosmetic. You can always come here and shout us or whatever you needed. You need original oils, powders, whatever you needed. Just name them. Whitening product, cosmetics, organics. We have them all you just need to do, just place a call or shout us up via the number on your screen, and we'll always ship them to you wherever, irrespective of wherever you are. UK, Europe, Canada, Asia country, US, just name it. All right. Yes, it is what it is. So stay blessed. God bless you. Bye bye.